Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge etc. Historical Events. A Journey Through Time of 4th December 2024 Wednesday. Today that is 4th December highlight in history. 1619. 38 colonists arrive at Berkeley 100, Virginia. The group's charter proclaims that the day be yearly and perpetually kept holy as a day of thanksgiving to Almighty God. 1623, 50 Christians are executed in Edo, Japan during the Great Martyrdom of Edo. 1676, the Battle of Land becomes the bloodiest battle in Scandinavian history. 1745, Charles Edward Stuart's army reaches Derby, its furthest point during the Second Jacobite Rising. 1783, at Fraunces Tavern in New York City, U.S. General George Washington bids farewell to his officers. 1786, Mission Santa Barbara is dedicated on the feast day of Saint Barbara. 1791, the first edition of The Observer, the world's first Sunday newspaper, is published. 1804, the United States House of Representatives adopts articles of impeachment against Supreme Court Justice Samuel Chase. 1829, in the face of fierce local opposition, British Governor-General Lord William Bentinck issues a regulation declaring that anyone who abates sati in Bengal is guilty of culpable homicide. 1861, American Civil War. The 109 electors of the several states of the Confederate States of America unanimously elect Jefferson Davis as President and Alexander H. Stephens as Vice President. 1863, American Civil War. Confederate General James Longstreet leads his unsuccessful siege of Knoxville, Tennessee after failing to capture the city. 1864, American Civil War. Sherman's march to the sea. Union cavalry forces defeat Confederate cavalry in the Battle of Waynesboro, Georgia, opening the way for General William T. Sherman's army to approach the coast. 1865, North Carolina ratifies 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, followed 2 days later by Georgia, and U.S. slaves were legally free within 2 weeks. 1867, former Minnesota farmer Oliver Hudson Kelly founds the Order of the Patrons of Husbandry, better known today as the Grange. 1872, the American brigantine Mary Celeste is discovered drifting in the Atlantic. Her crew is never found. 1875, notorious New York City politician Boss Tweed escapes from prison. He is later recaptured in Spain. 1881, the first edition of the Los Angeles Times is published. 1893, First Matabele War. A patrol of 34 British South Africa Company soldiers is ambushed and annihilated by more than 3,000 Matabele warriors on the Sanghani River in Matabeleland. 1906, Alpha Phi Alpha, the first intercollegiate Greek lettered fraternity for African Americans, was founded at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York. 1909, in Canadian football, the first Grey Cup game is played. The University of Toronto Varsity Blues defeat the Toronto Parkdale Canoe Club 26-6. 1909, the Montreal Canadiens Ice Hockey Club, the oldest surviving professional hockey franchise in the world, is founded as a charter member of the National Hockey Association. 1917, the Finnish Senate submits to the Parliament of Finland a proposal for the form of government of the Republic of Finland and issued a communication to Parliament declaring the independence of Finland. 1918, US President Woodrow Wilson sails for the World War I peace talks in Versailles, becoming the first US President to travel to Europe while in office. 1919, Ukrainian War of Independence. The Polonsky conspiracy is initiated with an attempt to assassinate the high command of the revolutionary insurgent army of Ukraine. 1928, Cosmo Gordon Lang was enthroned as the Archbishop of Canterbury, the first bachelor to the appointed in 150 years. 1939, World War II, HMS Nelson is struck by a mine laid by U-31 of the Scottish coast and is laid up for repairs until August 1940. 1942, World War II, Carlson's patrol during the Guadalcanal campaign ends. 1943, World War II, in Yugoslavia, resistance leader Marshal Joseph Broz Tito proclaims a provisional democratic Yugoslav government in exile. 1943, World War II, US President Franklin D. Roosevelt closes down the Works Progress Administration because of the high levels of wartime employment in the United States. 1945, by a vote of 65-7, the United States Senate approves United States participation in the United Nations. The UN had been established on October 24, 1945. 1948, Chinese Civil War. The SS Kininga, carrying nationalist refugees from Shanghai, explodes in the Huangpu River. 1949, Sir Duncan George Stuart, governor of the Crown Colony of Sarawak, was fatally stabbed by a member of the Rukun 13. 1950, Korean War. Jesse L. Brown, the first African American naval aviator, is killed in action during the Battle of Chojin Reservoir. 1950, Korean War. Associated Press photographer Max Despo photographs hundreds of Korean refugees crossing a downed bridge in the Taedong River. 1951, Pulitzer Prize winner flight of refugees across wrecked bridge in Korea. 1956, the $1 Million Quartet, Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, and Johnny Cash get together at Sun Studio for the first and last time. 1964, Free Speech Movement. Police arrest over 800 students at the University of California, Berkeley, following the takeover and sit at the administration building in protest of the UC Regent's decision to forbid protest on UC property. 1965, launch of Gemini 7 with crew members Frank Borman and Jim Lovell. The Gemini 7 spacecraft was the passive target for the first crewed space rendezvous performed by the crew of Gemini 6A. 1969, Black Panther Party members Fred Hampton and Mark Clark are shot and killed during a raid by 14 Chicago police officers. 1971, the PNS Ghazi, a Pakistan Navy submarine, sinks during the course of Indo-Pakistani Naval War of 1971. 1971, during a concert by Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention at the Montreux Casino, an audience member fires a flare gun into the ceiling, causing a fire that destroys the venue. The student served as the inspiration for Deep Purple's 1973 song Smoke on the Water. 1974, Martin Air Flight 138 crashes into the Saptakanna mountain range in Muskelia, Sri Lanka, killing 191. 1977, Jean Bedel Bokassa, President of the Central African Republic, crowns himself Emperor Bokassa I of the Central African Empire. 1977, Malaysian Airlines System Flight 653 is hijacked and crashes in Tanjong Kupang, Johor, killing 100. 1978, following the murder of Mayur George Moscone, Diane Feinstein becomes San Francisco's first female mayor. 1979, the hasty fire in Hull kills 3 schoolboys and eventually leads police to arrest Bruce George Peter Lee. 1981, South Africa grants independence to Ciskei homeland, not recognized by any government outside South Africa. 1982, the People's Republic of China adopts its current constitution. 1983, US Navy aircraft from USS John F. Kennedy and USS Independence attacked Syrian missile sites in Lebanon in response to an F-14 being fired on by an SA-7. One A-6 Intruder and A-7 Corsair are shot down. One American pilot is killed, one is rescued, and one is captured. 1984, Sri Lankan Civil War. Sri Lankan army soldiers kill 107 to 150 civilians in Mannar. 1986, the MV Amazon Venture oil tanker begins leaking oil while at the port of Savannah in the United States, resulting in an oil spill of approximately 5 lakh US gallons, 19 lakh liter. 1991, Terry A. Anderson is released after 7 years in captivity as a hostage in Beirut. He is the last and longest held American hostage in Lebanon. 1991, Pan American World Airways ceases its operation after 64 years. 1992, Somali Civil War. President George H. W. Bush orders 28,000 US troops to Somalia in Northeast Africa. 1998, the Unity module, the second module of the International Space Station, is launched. 2005, tens of thousands of people in Hong Kong protest for democracy and call on the government to allow universal and equal suffrage. 2006, six black youths assault a white teenager in Jena, Louisiana. 2014, Islamic insurgents kill three state police at a traffic circle before taking an empty school and a press house in Grozny. 10 state forces die with 28 injured in gun battles, ending with 10 insurgents killed. 2015, a firebomb is thrown into a restaurant in the Egyptian capital of Cairo, killing 17 people. 2017, the Thomas fire starts near Santa Paula in California. It eventually became the largest wildfire in modern California history to date after burning 440 square miles, 1140 square kilometers in Ventura and Santa Barbara counties. 2021, Semeru on the Indonesian island of Java erupts, killing at least 68 people. Thank you very much for your patience.